Namaste, kings and queens. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are watching on YouTube, if that's the platform you're watching on, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you are watching on Facebook, thank you so much for joining me. And please like this video, love this video, share it with your friends and family. I'm going to be giving out a lot of information that I have been journaling, writing down, studying, taking notes. I am a forever student. I will always say that. I do not know everything. I am learning just like you guys are learning, and as I learn, I tell my friends. I'm a very much of a person of growth and share amongst people. I feel like if everybody in the world had abundance, that would be like the blessing that kept on giving. I want everybody to live on not in nice neighborhoods where their kids can play on the sidewalks and the streets are nice and the grocery stores are nice. Don't you wish that for everybody? Well, I feel like however you get your money, however you create wealth and abundance should not be kept a secret. And I also want to say this. I do not think there is anything glorious. There is no glory in being a spiritual being and being poor. Okay? Namaste, yes. Okay? But namaste out of my way while I get all my coins and get this bag. Period. Like, that's just what it is. Like, ashe to that. Okay? So, like I said, I'm a forever student, and I want to share some things that I had been studying for the last couple days. And basically, it's just about I don't think I'm going to get off into talking about stocks and shares because I'm still a student myself and I'm still learning about that. But I do want to share something that was shared that I watched on YouTube University. Whoop, whoop. You can learn anything on YouTube, y'all. It's like you literally can learn anything on there, anything you want to learn about. There is no excuse. I remember back in the day, people used to be like, not back in the day, like maybe 5-6 years ago, people were like, we're leaving the age of Pisces and we're in the age of Aquarius. We're leaving the age of learned behavior and we're in the age of know, where information is just at your fingertips. It is at your if you don't know anything, you could just go to your phone and Google. You could talk to your phone and say, hey, what is this? You know what I'm saying? This is how I talk to my phone. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? That's how I talk, and the phone be answering me like this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I be asking some weird questions because I don't go to sleep at night like I'm supposed to. So I just, one minute I'm trying to go to sleep and the next minute I'm Googling jogger's nipple. I know, it's weird. But anywho, like, okay, I always say I'm going to make this video, I'm going to try to make this video short, but I always tend to digress. I do this often. When I talk, I go off into a tangent or I digress from my point, and I'm really trying to get better. I'm also using these videos to try to get better with getting to the point, okay? So, let's get right off into it. You guys are gonna see that I have a vision board in the back. I just made this vision board a couple weeks ago, and I've already started seeing things on this vision board coming to pass. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have a plan. All right? Not having a plan is planning to fail. Okay? My cosmetology instructor, shout out to Miss Nicole, said, she used to say all the time, prior planning prevents poor performance. Prior planning prevents poor performance. That's what she used to say all the time. So what she used to be having us do is study. She was very hard on us as far as it pertained to being professional, being efficient, studying our craft, and also being on time. Like, she was a stickler for it. She used to have us running down the hallway like we were in a goddamn airport, okay? Like, having us jogging down there, like, with our cosmetology bag, mannequins, trying to make it before she locked that door on us. And she was not playing. She would lock the door. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, at first I was like, why would she be doing this to grown people? But there are some grown people out there who have not been taught, especially our people, who have not been taught the basics of running a business. You are your business. You are in the business of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to talk about, let's just talk about planning. Let's talk about planning and strategizing and goals, because a goal is a plan. Okay, so shout out to, first of all, let me ask you guys to go follow the Come Up series. That's who I'm currently watching right now. His name is Mark Monroe, and he is an amazing young man. I applaud him for everything he does for the Black community. And like I said, I just started getting off into his videos, so I don't know everything he's doing, but that information he giving away, that free information, oh, that's just enough right there. That's enough, right? So I'm here, what I want to do in the future is tie the spiritual side of money and finances in with the physical. The physical is, knowing how much you're worth, knowing how much your time is worth, and planning for the future, not just starting businesses, not just running businesses, but actually actually doing the most important part of business. Also, shout out to this, there's another woman I've been following on I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my notes because, like I said, I'm really trying to work on not digressing from my point. So I definitely want to make sure I give you guys all of this information up front. So first of all, let's talk about my vision board. So I made my vision board, and when I first started out, I actually was doing these things before I even knew I was doing them. Okay, so number one, when you're doing a vision board, don't just be, first of all, if you have to do it by yourself, do it. I understand there's a such thing as a vision board party. You get together with your friends, you're drinking, you're, collabing or whatever like that. But I feel like this might be something that we all need to do on a personal level, a vision board. Not just something you do for fun, not just something you do for play. This is something I can refer back to every time I get off track or every time I get distracted. So I really definitely take this seriously. This is not something, I feel like these vision board parties, they're fun or whatever, but I really feel like this is something you should take your time in doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's an acronym I want to share with you that Mark Monroe on the Come Up series on YouTube, go follow and like and subscribe and share with him. He was, first of all, I was watching a video that he was making about trade plans. This has something to do with stocks and shares and things of that nature. But I was listening to what he was saying, and I was realizing that the things he was saying actually fit real life. Like, if you applied these things to your real life situations, you would get so much done. All right? Planning, discipline prevents stress. Like, if you take your time and you do one thing at a time and you do that one thing right, then you can move on to the next thing with no stress about the fact that you didn't get to finish. We have I know so many people with so many unfinished projects because they give up because they don't have a plan. Okay? So there's an acronym I would like to share with you guys that Mark Monroe shared on his YouTube channel called the SMART measure. Okay? Now, when he's talking about the SMART measure, he's talking about stocks and shares. Okay, he's talking about the stock market. He's talking about investment. He's talking about IRAs. When I looked at this, I was like, this is a perfect acronym for goals, like vision boards and a list of goals. Write your plan down, work your plan, and do what you need to do in order, but don't do it in order. You know what I'm saying? So get you a notebook. First of all, they have them at the Dollar Tree. Get you a little journal or a notebook and write down the SMART measure. Okay, write down the SMART measure in the beginning of the book. Okay, and then write down specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, these are all the things you need to get anything started, whether it be school, whether it be a business, whether it be a service, whether it be a project. Okay, you definitely want to have a specific goal. You want to have a goal that you know is that goal, right? I don't know how to give any examples of this, but I'm just gonna go with it. A goal, right? So you have a specific goal, right? And then you need it to be measurable. You need to measure your goal, right? You need to be able to measure it. All right? How big, how small? Has anybody else done it? You know what I'm saying? How did it work for them? What were their failures? How did they become successful? It's okay to, copycat other people. It's okay to use other people as mentors or look up to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do the exact same thing as them, but if it makes sense to use some of their tactics, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Is the goal obtainable? This is important. Okay, a lot of us are not honest with ourselves in saying, this goal obtainable? And what I mean by obtainable is when you write down a goal, a lot of us are at a point in time in our lives where the goal makes sense. When you get married, the goal may have to be altered. When you have children, the goal may have to be altered to work around your children, to work around your husband, to work around y'all's joint plan. So, yeah, make sure the goal is obtainable, right? Make sure it makes sense. Don't do nothing that don't make sense. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Don't be out here just doing things, all right? Make sure the goal is obtainable. Make sure the goal is relevant. Make sure it is relevant. Okay, let me go back to my notes. I follow this woman. I don't really know how to say her name. I think it's Akana Drum at Akana Drum on Instagram. And this lady is legit giving away game for free. I've been following her for years. I wasn't even paying attention really. So, but something came across my timeline and I read it word for word. And I was like, damn, that makes so much sense. This goes back to, is it relevant? This is why I say this acronym that he was talking about with stocks and shares and trading makes sense for your everyday life. Okay. She was saying how 41% of black-owned businesses 41% of black-owned businesses closed between February and April. Okay, this is when the pandemic was at its peak, and that's when everything was shutting down and people were going out of business because poor planning prevents, poor planning. All right, prior planning prevents poor performance, but a lot of us were not planning for a pandemic, and that's not our fault. I mean, who really plans for things like this? You really can't. But you should always plan for emergencies. You should always plan for an emergency, no matter what the case, okay? Black businesses have to overcome the negative stereotype of having overpriced items and poor customer service, okay? So we already have items that are overpriced, right? I don't know how to fix that, because that also goes along with, what do you feel like you're worth? What you feel like you're worth, charge it. Somebody is going to pay it. But most black businesses have overpriced items, and most of those items are non-essential, okay? Black businesses also largely produce non-essential products and services, things that aren't required for daily living. Is it relevant? Okay, that's the R in the SMART acronym. Is it relevant? Okay, Black businesses also largely produce non-essential products and services, things that aren't required for daily living. Okay? 60 million Americans have applied for unemployment since March and are quickly running out of money for basic necessities. Okay? This means that by supporting a black-owned business, you'd have to buy overpriced, non-essential items at a time when people have the least amount of disposable income. Disposable income, meaning money they could just throw away, right? Extra money, play money, right? When you're making a budget, you have your rent, your rent or your mortgage, your electricity, your water, your food, your children, right? Because they're an expense. And then whatever's left over, you have to try to be tight with that and try to either save it, reinvest it, So what makes your business, if everybody, because I see a lot of people talking about, there's a lot of black people out here don't want to start businesses, don't want to be their own boss. Everybody wants to be an employee, and that's fine. Don't discourage people who want to be an employee. All right? If you start a business, your employee is going to be the most important part of your business, either failing or surviving, right? So don't get mad at people who want to be an employee, because being an entrepreneur is hard. I'm telling you the facts right here. All right? Overpriced, non-essential items at a time when people have the least amount of income of disposable income, right? And we can't afford to lose a single customer, because you're thinking, girl, it must have not been meant. No, you can't afford to lose a customer. You can't afford to lose that. I get devastated when I do one thing wrong. I have lost clients before. All my hairstyles don't come out perfect. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the hairstyle can come out good, but she didn't like it on her. Okay? She didn't like it on her. Or maybe it didn't fit her lifestyle. I did the hairstyle she wanted. She went home, she went swimming. She had to wash her hair every day. Then she starts washing her hair with this protective style, and it starts looking fuzzy, or it starts looking old. She didn't tie it up, you know what I'm saying? Because she spends the night out every night, so she's not wearing bonnets and head ties. She wants to sleep on it, right? So the hairstyle didn't fit her lifestyle, and in a day or two, it was done, gone. And so now, there goes my client. Okay? You can't afford to lose a single client, and this is where customer service comes in. Because you legit, when you are talking to a client, when you're talking to anybody, you gotta communicate with your customers. Communicate. Don't just be like, buy what I'm selling. Why? Why do they need that, right? I have clients that have put me into their budget. Okay? I am in their budget monthly. Okay? Rent, electricity, water, food, kids, Face by Lachey. Get my hair done. I'm essential. I've become essential to some people. And I thank, oh my gosh, it's on my vision board. I'm 100% thankful for every client that I have. Because I'm so thankful. Okay? And I communicate with these people on the most humblest of the level I can. Because just because I'm my own boss does not mean that they are less important than me. Because I'm providing a service. Okay? I'm providing a service. And I need their money. I need them to buy the service from me. So, you can't afford to lose a single customer. Please, 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 please. I know you feel like I know you feel like your time is priceless. I know that. I know that. But please don't be out here selling things that are not of good quality and overcharging for it. Because I can guarantee you, whoever bought that overpriced non-quality item from you will not return. That is the goal. The goal is The goal is to provide quality service and to provide quality business at an affordable price where people can, so where you can have a repeat client. So you have repeat business. Okay? You don't want somebody to just buy something from you one time. And keep up. Change is constant. Don't just think you can just keep selling the same thing. I mean, maybe you might be able to sell the same one or two things, but don't just keep thinking, I'm going to just keep selling this same thing with this same logo, with this same thing on it. You know, people get bored. We're human. We like to be entertained, especially black people. So, okay, make sure the business is relevant. Okay? Make sure it is essential. Make yourself essential. Okay? I sell sage. I can tell you everything about sage. I can tell you that sage purifies the air up to 94%. I can give you the science behind it, okay? We have a thing called potential energy and kinetic energy. We have potential energy and kinetic energy. Because energy is neither lost nor destroyed, it is merely transferred from one party, object, or situation to the next, right? It's always consistently being transferred, right? So what sage does is it purifies the energy. All right? Since energy always was, always will be, right? Everything is energy, and energy is neither lost nor destroyed, it's merely transferred. I want to transfer good energy, right? I want everybody to be able to transfer good energy. So let's burn some sage. So whatever bad energy, negative energy that's in here, we can cleanse that energy and turn it into good energy, because energy is neither lost nor destroyed. It's only transferred from one party to the next. So we're going to cleanse the energy so that when it's transferred, it's good. It's positive. That's why you need sage. Now, you could think to yourself, sage sells itself, but a lot of people don't know that. They don't know that about sage. They don't know about potential energy and kinetic energy. They don't know about that, right? They don't know about the science and stuff behind energy, because who was paying attention in 4th grade? Because that's 4th grade science. Who was paying attention, right? Not me. Yeah, potential and kinetic energy. That's why sage is important, right? Air vibrates on a certain frequency and a certain vibration. It vibrates on a certain frequency. It has an energy. Air has an energy. Air quality can be bad, it can be toxic, or it can be healthy, and it could be good, right? So if sage cleanses the air and the pollutions out of the air up to 94%, right? Why wouldn't somebody buy it? Go to my Instagram page, Namaste with Lachey, and DM me, and we can talk about how you can purchase your energy healing kit. Okay? Namaste with Lachey. Purchase your energy healing kit today. Hey. Okay, so anyways, back to what I was saying. So make sure your business is relevant. Relevance. Okay? Don't just be out here doing no irrelevant shit because you like it. Other people gotta like it. Make sure there's an audience for it. Okay? Make sure there's an audience. Make sure there's a clientele base that will buy what you're selling. Okay, time bound. Make sure you have a time frame in which you want to accomplish this goal. You don't have all your life. You ain't doing nothing but getting older. Okay? You don't have all the rest of your life, you know what I'm saying, to get this done. You think you do, and then you look up, and 10 years later, you've been at the same job. And then 5 years from there, you're still at the same job. 5 years ago, you was talking about starting a business. Okay? You could have started that business 5 years ago if you would have incorporated a plan, structure, and discipline. All right? That's what the SMART measure is. Be specific. Make sure the goal is measurable. Make sure it's obtainable. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure it's time bound. Make sure you have a time frame in which you want this to be accomplished. because you don't got time, especially if you got kids. They're growing up fast. They're gonna need money when they grow up. Okay? You don't want them to have to struggle the way you did. Struggle is a choice, and if you're choosing struggle now, you're choosing it for your kids as well. So, yes. Okay? Goals. SMART measure. The SMART measure, specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, time-bound goals. So, if you look at my vision board, all right, I've incorporated all of that. Okay? And then I also have a notebook where I have written all of these. Now, this is just a visual because it's a vision board. It's a visual of what I have already written down, put into it's all specific. All of my goals are written on separate pages, right? And I always use the I'm going to be using the SMART measure for each and every goal, right? Each goal is going to be on a separate page. Now, each goal is going to be, like, let's say Face by Lachey. That's my, I do hair, right? I'm a natural hairstylist. So Face by Lachey is its own business, right? So that's specific. Measurable. It's measurable. Is it obtainable? I've already been doing this for about 2 years. Okay? Is it relevant? Yes, it's relevant. Because, like I said, people put me in their budget. People put me in their budget. And that's not a flex. That's not me flexing on nobody. Because, like I said, I'm 100% thankful for all of my clients. 100% thankful. I am humble. But these young ladies put money aside for me to do their hair every month, to give them a treatment, to trim their hair, okay, to do a protective style so that they ain't got to care for it because they got families, they got to work, you know, and some of them just don't feel like dealing with it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the journey, right? Some of them just want their hair to grow. I'm here for that journey too. That's what Face by Lachey growth oils are for. That right there. Them growth oils. They've been moving. And I'm so proud of it. Okay, the reviews are amazing. All of my clients love them. Okay? Some mornings I wake up and I look at my Cash App and I already got money there from where somebody's like, I'm just waiting on, I sent you the money. Go ahead and send me my oils because I'm ready for some more. Right? People are buying them in bulk. Is it relevant? Yes, it's relevant. People need me, right? And I've heard people say, I don't just need your oils or your hairstyle. I need your energy. And I'm like, what? And I need your energy. I love being around you. I love talking to you. You're so positive. You're so funny. You know what I'm saying? You are so informative. When we talk, you always have something to teach. And I'm like, well, thank you, girl. You know, because I love to talk. And I am a person. I love people. Not all people, because I have to protect my energy, but I love people. For some reason, I've been attracting a lot of clients that fit my lifestyle and that fit my personality. That is also on my vision board. Okay? Like-minded people. Attracting my tribe. Yes, I am attracting my tribe. I am doing what I said I was going to do on my vision board. Okay? This is why a vision board is important. You need a visual to see if you're on track. All right? If you're not attracting people that are talking about the same things you're talking about, you need to step back, look in the mirror, and say, what is going on with you? Okay? Because your perception of others is a small reflection of you. Okay? So if you talking shit about everybody around you in your area, in your space, it's because that's the kind of energy you're attracting. The law of attraction, that's what that is. So, okay? Specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, time bound. SMART. Smart. Be smart. Okay? Prior planning prevents poor performance. Okay? Not having a plan is planning to fail. And we don't want to plan to fail. All right? And also, there's, like I said in the beginning, there is no glory in being broke. No glory in being broke. All right? Be spiritual all day long, but have something tangible to give to your family. Okay? It's time for us to take our acres. It's time for us to take our acres. I just was thinking to myself how much 40 acres actually is. That's a lot. 40 acres is a lot. 2 acres. 2 acres is a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot of space. My mother-in-law has about 2 acres of land, and it is humongous. So could you imagine if each black person somehow got to where they could get at least 10 acres of what was promised to us? Right? Yeah. Ashe, I love y'all. Make you a vision board. Set your goals. Before you make the vision board, forget the board. Before you make you a vision board, write down the SMART measure. Specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time bound. Write that down, and then write your goal down. Right? And then write down exactly what you need to do to get to that goal in order of after you write the specific goal, write down measurable, and then write down next to it how the goal is measurable. Write down attainable, write down how you're going to attain this goal. Make sure it's relevant. Write down exactly how you would sell your service or your product. All right? Why should I be buying from you? In a recession, in a time when money is not, okay? There's not enough money to go around, okay? People are running out of money for basic necessities. So let's say I was one of those people, which I am not. Let's say I'm one of those people running out of money for basic necessities. Why would I need what you're selling me? Okay? Don't get mad. Get smart. Don't get mad that nobody's buying from you. Don't get mad that your friends can't support you. They might not be able to. Or they might not see a need for what you're selling. Okay? Customer service is important. Make it relevant. Make it relevant and get that mouthpiece together. Okay? Learn how to sell it. Learn how to talk about it. And time bound. Have a time frame. Don't just be doing it in your spare time. If you're spending more time at work than you are working on yourself, something's wrong. Something ain't right. Something's off. Okay? I said this last night. Could you imagine in your head? Because I think a lot of times when people think, oh, I'm going to get that money at the end of the week and it's going to be so much money. What if you went to work every day? Let's say you was making $11 an hour. All right? Let's say you was making $12. What if somebody every hour walked up to you and handed you a $10 bill and 2 $1 bills and said, now get back to work? Would it hit home then that this is not the way to live? Or are you just looking forward to that end of the week paycheck? Just saying. Ashe. Namaste.